I Am Stylin, Adventures in Pop Culture, is brought to you by stylinonline.com.
What's up, fans? KP here at WonderCon in San Francisco with the one, the only, Mr. Camden Toy. How are you, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
You know, it's going good. Yeah, you gave me a little workout there early to get you started, get the blood
we
rolling.
were doing a little boxing there, you know. Of course, I lost, you know.
Yeah, well, I think you're coming up the winner on all these shows. Let's talk about Buffy.
Okay, sure.
Right. I want to know, with all the advent of vampires ad nauseum in today's
amazing,
market,
isn't it? I mean, who would have thunk it, huh?
Right. I think Buffy was one of those forces that is responsible for bringing back the vampire.
Oh, I think there's no doubt about that. I mean, in fact, actually, when Buffy went off the air, I think there were certainly factions in Hollywood that thought, okay, that's it, no more vampires, and well, look what happened.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Tell me your recollections of the show, because it looked like an awful lot of fun, right? Let's start with your makeup, right?
Well, you know, the very first makeup we did was, of course, on season 4 for the episode Hush, which Doug Jones and I are the two main gentlemen. There are 6 of us all together called the Gentlemen.
Right.
But Doug and I were the sort of the two main ones you see most of the time. We spent 4 or 5 hours in the makeup chair every day for 7-8 days.
You think you're getting paid for that?
Yeah, thank goodness.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and then you're in it for another 12 or more hours, and then, of course, another hour and a half to take it off.
And then you show up the next day to shoot again.
Yeah, and of course, occasionally there's that joke about, do you want to leave it on and come back? And we're like, yeah, that's so not going to happen. Those prosthetics are made specifically for us. They're so thin that they move like a second skin. So they're responding to everything we do. So it doesn't really impede us. It does kind of add this extra layer of character, really.
Well, talk to me of the difference between Buffy and Angel, right? Obviously, a lot of different makeup and wardrobe for you.
Of course, I did 3 different villains on Buffy and 1 on Angel.
Right.
I enjoyed all of these. They all were very different characters. They were all very, slightly different makeups. The Gentleman, which is this one right here, was all foam. It was foam latex. The character Gnarl was actually a combination of foam latex. Here again, this is Robert Hall's company, Almost Human. This was a combination of latex and gelatin, actually. The nose, the forehead, and the chin, and the cheeks were actually made out of gelatin.
Always room for Jello. Now I got so you have all these custom pieces from all these different works. You ever kind of like wear it out, like on Halloween, or like I'm gonna go to the mall and I'm gonna put on some of these pieces and have a little fun with it?
No, because the pieces are they're not like a mask. They're actually they're separate pieces that are applied. Right. But what did happen when we were shooting? I shot like 5 different episodes for the Uber Vamp. What did happen is one afternoon we're shooting on set. Late afternoon, early evening, we moved down to where we shoot the exterior of Buffy's house.
Right.
Like, you have to take that mask off. I can't take it off. It's, you know what I mean? So I ended up driving down with Rob Hall, my makeup guy, and we would like be stopping at a red light, and he'd be like, "Hey, grill out those people over there." And I go, "Hi." Not one person jumped or thought it was funny. I mean, LA, they're all like, "Oh yeah, another monster, look."
Right. So tell me about your experience on the Bay.
Oh, the Bay is the Bay has been so much fun. Oh my God, the Bay is Gregory J. Martin has pulled together this amazing cast. I mean, it's every single soap icon you can imagine is on that show. They
gotta go somewhere.
Oh my God! Oh my God! He's grabbed so many people. I mean, he's like Tristan Rogers and Mary Beth Evans and Charles Shaughnessy and I mean, just on and on and on. It's and he wrote this character called Igor Chambers that I play, who is the biggest scenery-chewing psychotic villain you can ever imagine. So when he first told me about it, I was just like, really? And then he sends me the script, and I'm like, oh yeah.
So how is that for an actor who has built his career on so many different looks and being able to work on these more than horrible circumstances to now being a version of yourself, if you will?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I never think of it that way, but a version of myself. Well, you have to remember, I mean, I come from the theater. I worked for years without prosthetic makeup. So, I mean, even though that is what I'm probably best known for, I've probably done over, I don't know, 100 independent films without makeup. So I'm used to it. The fans aren't used to seeing it.
Do you have a preference?
So, I love it both. I love them both. I mean,
work is work.
Work is work. I mean, yeah, I love it when young actors will come up to me and go, "So, dude, like, like, how do you like, choose your roles. I go, well, when they offer me a job, I take it.
The check clears. The check clears. Done. I'll be
And
there.
honestly, unless you're Tom Cruise, even Tom Cruise, nowadays, you're offered a job, you take it.
And what's coming up in the future for you?
Well, we shot 6 episodes of a sitcom called Goodnight Burbank. It's the first full-length half-hour sitcom made for the web. And it is so much fun. It's the hijinks that happens before, during, and after the news broadcast of this program called Goodnight Burbank.
Right.
And I play the news director, but his name is Jan. But he's from Estonia. In fact, he used to direct porn in communist Estonia, and now he's directing the news broadcast. And his English is not quite, it's a little. So he's constantly saying things like, "Okay, now you have to do the cum shot," and everybody's like, "What? The shot that comes next. Does nobody speak the English here?"
Ooh, brownie for the ex-porn director.
X? Oh, sorry. Yes, X. XXX. I'm triple X. Please.
Well, all your work's been fun. Thanks so
thank
much.
you.
It's finally
Thanks
nice
so
to get a chance to talk to you about your good
Appreciate
work.
that.
And thanks. We've had a blast watching you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Camden Toy. More to come from WonderCon in San Francisco. I'm KP. I am Stylin. StylinOnline.com. Have that much prosthetics.
Prosthetics, yeah.
Prosthetics.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
one of those
TH.
tricky words.
Prosthetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have all that makeup on,
I'm gonna please you.
you
Otherwise, you're
truly
gonna
are a
ambush me
gentleman.
3/4 of the way through the interview, right? Without you guys, I wouldn't have a career. So thank you.
Battlestar Galactica.
Batman. Serenity.
What was that? Highlander.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Doctor Who.
Star Trek The Next Generation was my favorite.
Scooby-Doo. Well, at the moment, it would be True Blood. True Blood. True Blood.
I have to say True Blood too.
She-Ra.
Doctor Who.
Star Wars, Episode 4.
Firefly, without a doubt.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joker, obviously.
Family Guy.
Good choice.